Welcome to the Jetski fishing channel. This week's episode is all about fishing in very deep water with some species that we may not normally encounter, particularly from a ski. I've launched out of Matarangi. I'm nearly 30 miles out in a couple of 100 metres of water. This type of area is very rarely bottom fished by anyone. There's boats everywhere trawling over top of it, but I thought what I'd do is I'll have a crack underneath and see just what is down there. There's sign on the sounder at all sorts of different depths. You know, 200 metres of depth is a lot of range for fish to be swimming through. So it's worth just trying these things. You never know what you're going to get, and you may end up getting a species that you've never caught before. So I've got a livey down there. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so the livey's been taken by something. It's not particularly big. Oh. Here it is. It's actually a very large frost fish. So we're in quite a depth. It's been caught from a couple hundred metres down, so it's unlikely to survive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it on board. We'll have a look at it. I'm going to get my gloves on for this bit. Right, so that hook's clear. And there he is. Look at the length of that. Well over a metre long, doesn't weigh much, probably about 2 kilos. But a pretty nice fish. And I think it's quite good eating. So I'm going to put that in the bin. We'll take him home. If nothing else, show the kids a fish that you don't get to see very often. Look at his teeth. So given that success, I'm going to have another crack. Right, so I'll show you the rig I'm using and what I've done. Basically put a sinker, a large sinker, above the swivel, with a trace and a hook, and I've then just hooked that hook through the nostrils of that little jack mackerel, and he's now about to go for a swim towards the bottom. So let him go down and see what happens. Fishing in almost 200 metres of water at a place called The Hook, which is about nearly 30 miles out from Matarangi. I've launched out of Matarangi, and it's probably about 10 miles behind the back of the Red Merks, so kind of northeast of the Red Merks, pretty much on the way to Chile. Beautiful day out here. There's a bit of a residual swell around, so made the trip out not that pleasant, but there's very little wind. Probably less than 5 knots. The forecast was pretty good. Forecast was 10 knots, basically dying out. So I made the call that today was the day to come out and try some game fishing, and as that hasn't happened, before I head back in, I thought I'd give some more traditional fishing a try on some grounds that are pretty much never fished by anyone other than trawled over on the top. And given that there's 200 metres of depth there, it's a lot of scope for some fish. So be down there, untouched. So we'll see if we can get into them. Key with fishing depths like this is to not just fish the bottom, fish all the levels. There's fish swimming around everywhere down there. There'll be marlin swimming around, tuna, everything. So fish all the depths, don't just drop it straight to the bottom. By all means go to the bottom so you know where the bottom is, but then don't just wind it straight up. Bring it up in kind of graduations. Bring it up a few metres and stop for a minute. Another 10 metres, stop for a bit longer. You never know what you're going to get. It could be anything. Chances are, when it's something, it's going to be big. Getting a bit of an inquiry now. Here we go. Okay. Bit of weight there. It's the beauty of fishing in these depths. It's a bit like Christmas. You never know what you're going to get till it gets to the top and you open it up. It's the kind of fishing that not a lot of people do. You know, they'll come out to this area to trawl, but they'll forget that on the bottom it's a whole other ecosystem. And you can't forget about that if you want to have some adventures in fishing. Okay, it's 200 metres deep, a bit of work to wind it up, but hey, it could be the type of fish you've never caught before. And fishing like this, it's exploratory, it's just such great fun. Here comes some colour now. Looks brown. Could be a pooker. To be honest, I'm not sure what it is. Looks like a bass, but it's got teeth. So I've got no idea what that is. Looks a bit like a bass. We're going to have a look at the book when we get home. It's got big teeth and it's brown. I'll show you in a second. Just got big teeth, so I'm trying to subdue them a bit before we get them in. So there we go. Whatever it is, weighs about 10 kilos. See, it's big teeth, very brown colour. When I saw it coming, I thought it was a bass or a harpooker, but they don't have teeth like that. It may be some type of barracuda. I'll do a bit of investigation when I get back, and I'll show it just down here on the screen for you so that you know exactly what it is. There's another look. Not a bad fish. Just goes to show what you can get when you come out and fish pretty much unfished territory. There's plenty of boats here, all just driving over. So the problem with catching fish in this depth is if you're going to catch it, you've really got to keep it, because by the time they get to the top, these fish are real deep dwellers in there. They're just blowing by the time they get to the top in this depth, so you just can't send them back. So we'll take that back. It's 2 firsts for me today, and I don't imagine too many of either of those type of fish have ever been caught off a jet ski before. So some good fishing. That's all we've got time for. I'm going to go back and check it out. So we'll see you next week.